Ladies and gentlemen, we are really delighted to welcome a man who's redefined aging, fitness, and let's be honest, even our Instagram feed for the last few days. Milind Soman, supermodel, actor, fitness icon, and the only guy who makes running barefoot look cooler than wearing designer shoes. From charming us in Made in India song to running marathons that make us question our life choices, like the extra slice of pizza you might have had the other day. No, all of us. Milind has proven that age is just a number and fitness is a lifestyle. While most of us are still hitting the snooze button, he's out there conquering the world, 1 kilometer at a time. So let's give a big, energetic welcome to the man who makes fitness look fabulous, the one and only Milind Soman. It's my pleasure to introduce a woman of strength, resilience, and authenticity, Ankita Konwar. Many know her as a marathon runner, a traveler, and Milind Soman's wife. But let me tell you, if you read the book, you'll come to know that Ankita has faced her share of struggles from personal loss to overcoming trauma, but she never let those challenges define her. She didn't let the society's opinions hold her back. Ladies and gentlemen, Ankita Konwar reminds me, कुछ तो लोग कहेंगे, लोगों का काम है कहना. So we are here discussing their latest book, Keep Moving, which is by Milind, Ankita, and Milind's mom, Usha Soman, and it is also narrated by Rupa Pai. Yeah. So we are here discussing this book. The book is available at our counters. Please feel free to pick a copy after this session is over.
Who's read the book already? You get a free selfie. Fitness that allows us to really enjoy our lives, to do anything that we want. My mother still hikes. She goes to the Himalayas. Over the New Year's, in fact, 30th, 31st December, she walked more than 40 kilometers to celebrate the New Year. And both of us were also there, and we did a little bit more than that. But we are able to really enjoy our lives, and I think that is what is at the core of fitness. To me, fitness is about your ability to really enjoy life physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Unfortunately, my mother couldn't be here. She's off bird watching. But it would have been nice to have her insights as well, but we will try to bring you as much as we can from the book.
Ankita, what about you?
Hello, everyone. Thank you for waiting for us, and patiently, I must say. It's so nice to be here in Kolkata amongst you lovely people. Like Neeta asked about the book, I think it was a brilliant idea by Jagannath. And the idea that, 3 generations can live under the same roof. And also, coming from 3 different generations, you have different ideas, different thought process, but still you believe in same things, even if you're from different generations. That's kind of, and even if you don't at times, you kind of learn how to live in harmony. And that kind of comes from being mentally absolutely fit. And Rupa, of course, narrated the book really well. And I have always seen this about her. She picks any topic, however boring that may be. She really turns it into a good read. So that's what I have to say about this book. Thank you.
Thank you, Ankita. Milind, running has always brought joy to you. You started swimming.
When the Mumbai Marathon was announced in 2003, I said that this is something that's important. I had heard the story of Philippides running from Marathon to Athens to announce the Greek victory over the Persians thousands of years ago. And of course, he ran there, announced that they won, and he died. So it became a legend, and I thought this is amazing. I think every man and woman should run a marathon at least once in their life to experience what your body is capable of. Not only just the body, but also the mind. So I said, Mumbai Marathon was announced, I'll do the half, which is 21. And everyone told me that, it's going to be really tough. They said, oh, those are, Americans and Europeans, their genes are different, they eat different food, you're Indian, Mumbai is hot, it's humid, you'll faint, you'll die, and all kinds of things. But I said, let me see. can I do it? I was about 37 at that time. And I trained for it.
Playgrounds around me naturally. Of course, I have been active throughout my life, but since, of course, I was in the airlines, it doesn't give you the liberty to actually take care of your health as much as you would like, because, you have a erratic schedule. So later when I realized, slowly I came into yoga, I started practicing yoga, and then I slowly turned to running. And I realized for the first few kilometers, when I started running, it was quite difficult, but I started running barefoot. As soon as I did that, I realized how connected I am to earth still. And I realized that, back in the days, when my childhood, I used to be in nature, I used to feel so calm and peaceful. I started getting that calmness again in my life. So, of course, I started exploring more and more into running. And of course, before you knew it, I was doing 21K, then 42K, and slowly I ventured into ultra marathons. And I think same goes for even if I'm going on a trek, climbing a hill. It's only because I really, really enjoy spending time outdoors in nature, and the kind of serenity it brings to your life, it instills in you. It's kind of unmatched, and you can't get it from anywhere else. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I completely now also understand why the Insta handle Ankita Earthy. Milind, you've openly spoken about indulging in smoking, alcohol, coke, even in your first book. I want you to talk about arresting addiction. Also, I want you to talk about the term procrastinating the addiction, which is something that really works. I mean, I know it.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Aha. Okay, so it did work for me. I mean, when I started modeling, it was a very different life shift for me, right from swimming, where swimming is a very lonely sport. You really, when you're swimming, you can't see what's happening around you, you can't hear anything, you're just with yourself. It's very internalizing. And from there, I went into modeling and advertising, which is wild, I mean, literally. And it was, the whole industry was taking off at that time. And we started traveling all over the world, showing Indian designs and everything that came with it. So alcohol, I had never tasted alcohol before that. I had my first soft drink when I was 23, whatever else was available, marijuana and cocaine and, all of it. It was just, wherever you went, it seemed like it was accessible. And I like to experiment. I like to explore. But what worked in my favor is the discipline that I had as a sports person. I understand the way my body works. Like I said, I understand the way my mind works. So if there is a situation that affects my mind and body, I am instantly aware of it. And I know that, okay, this is going to be not so good for me, even though it feels really good. I need to be wary of it. I need to be careful. And that helped me. So it also helped me with smoking, even though it is so addictive. I think smoking was the most addictive for me out of everything else that I did. I drank a lot, but I was able to stop drinking very quickly, maybe after 4 or 5 years. Smoking took me a long time. That's where I used procrastination. I realized that, if I just put it off, the cigarette for maybe 10 minutes, then it's like a cyclical urge, It keeps coming up. You really feel like smoking, and then if you don't, it kind of goes down automatically. So you shouldn't give in to the urge when it's at its peak. If you say, no, okay, I will smoke, but after 15 minutes, you don't really feel like it. So immediately from 30 cigarettes a day, which is what I was smoking, horrible amount, it came down to like 3 or 4. And then those 3 or 4, gradually, I was able to completely stop. And this is now about 25 years ago. So I think that was one of my biggest achievements, to stop smoking after getting into it. Yeah.
Thank you. And I agree that addiction comes and goes in waves. So does trauma, emotions related to trauma. So Ankita, I want you to talk about overcoming trauma and climbing out of the dark hole.
Overcoming trauma, it takes a lifetime, to be very honest. It's not something that, it comes and goes like addiction, like you just said. You have to be resilient enough to, and also have to have the patience to understand yourself enough to tell yourself that, this is momentary. Be it pleasantness, unpleasantness, be it happiness, sorrow, anything, it's just temporary. We have to understand that it is always there. It's a cycle, ups and downs in life. You know, it sounds very corny, but it is true. Whatever you feel at this moment is at this moment, and it is very, very temporary. So once we have that understanding, then we can actually tell ourselves that, okay, this could feel like the darkest moment in my life, but it actually isn't. There could be a better day tomorrow, could be a better moment maybe after 2 hours. You never know. So you just have to keep looking forward to the tiny little ray of hope that you have. You have to hang on to that. And as long as you can hang on to that and you can tell yourself that it is okay to feel this way at this moment, it's fine. We just have to carry on with whatever we feel, however we feel. We have to tell ourselves that this is momentary, this will pass, and we have to carry on with life.
I agree. Milind, you've been trolled on social media for various reasons, and also been praised and acknowledged, and you've been an ambassador for women in fitness, the ambassador for Pinkathon. How do you take trolls? And the trolls have been for various reasons, not acting your age, marrying someone much younger than you. So how has the social media turned out for you, for your benefit or not?
Well, it's definitely a benefit. I get paid a lot of money. And it is fun sometimes, but I love trolls. Trolls are the entertainment of social media. Really, they are. Because once you know that they don't know who you are. They don't know you as a person. They just have an idea in their head, and they're responding to that idea either out of some insecurity or some fear or some... Because that's where negativity comes from. It comes from fear and insecurity. So, of course, I sympathize with their situation, whatever it is. I don't know their situation, but I know it must be something bad. And the things that they say about me are not really about me. It's about a perception that they have. So it doesn't really affect me, whatever they say. As long as I know that I'm doing what I want, I believe in it, I understand it, I would not change it, then I don't care what anybody else says. And this attitude, of course, I've had since I was a child. So I can't say I learnt it from them. I would like to give them credit. But I've always been like this. If somebody told me something, I would think about it. I would decide whether it's something I wanted to do. Then I would do it regardless of what somebody else said. And everything in my life has been like that. So, for example, I come from a family of academics. You know, all 4 of my grandparents were doctors. My father was a nuclear scientist. My mother's a biochemist. I've got engineers and all kinds of professionals in my family. But I became a model. I studied engineering, but I became a model. So there were people at that time saying, how can you do this? Your father, your grandfather, your blah, blah. And I say, yeah, but you know how much money I make and how much fun I'm having? Why can't I do it? And if there's something else to do after 5 years or 10 years, I'll do that. So I could do that. So even when I started Pinkathon in 2012, which is the biggest running event for women in the country, everybody said, but women don't run. The percentage of women participating in running events was about 4%. So I said, why are you starting an event for women when women don't run? So I said, we don't know the reasons why they don't run. They obviously understand the values of exercise and fitness like men do. It's not that women don't understand. So maybe we create a space for them. They will take advantage of it. So the first thing we realized was that all over the world, not just in India, women believe that exercise is for men. Most women. They believe that this is not something that women do, this is something that men do. So when it comes to running, it's the same thing. Then also, running events were so crowded by men, 96% men. So even families would be a little reluctant to send their wife or mother or daughter to a place like that, say, who knows what's going to happen, better you don't go. But when the space is created only for women, they were so excited. The energy there is to be seen, to be believed. You cannot imagine what it's like. And we also realized then that, there are very few places that women can gather that is not political or spiritual. Either they go to pray or they go to protest. So let's create a space in which they can just enjoy themselves and be themselves. And that worked really well. So a lot of things like that I've done in my life, like my naked modeling. which some people might remember. How can you do this? And my mother loved the picture, by the way, the snake one. And I said, but I'm a model. This is the requirement. I have no problem. I was shooting with the best photographer in the country at that time, Prabuddha Das Gupta, Bengali. And the pictures were beautiful, and I was very happy. So, and all those things that I did, thinking, not bothering about what people would say, really taught me a lot. And really helped me, and really brought a lot of value to my life.
So, what I'd like to say as someone who's participated in Pinkathon, the energy is contagious. Women run in saris, women, yeah, hijabs, and it's the love for running and fitness that actually, you know, brings everyone together. So, congratulations for making that happen for something that was not there for years and years. Ankita, you met Milind in 20...
And sorry to interrupt. There's another event which we will bring to Kolkata soon. Pinkathon, of course, has been here for a few years. It's called Invincible Women.
Wow.
And we do it with Pinkathon, but there the maximum distance is 100 kilometers. So it goes right from 3 kilometers, 3, 5, 10, 50, 75, and 100. So now there's the opportunity for women who start with 3 to even go up to 100 kilometers. And we just did the event in Mumbai on the 15th of December, and the oldest woman to run the 100 kilometers was 67.
Wow.
And she ran in a dress. Yeah.
Great. So, Ankita, my question to you. You met Milind in 2018. You've been married for, 2014. You've been married to Milind for 4 years now. 7 years now. Sorry. We'd like to know, how is he as a husband?
Husbands are husbands everywhere. But my husband is really, really incredible. What I love about him is the respect that he has for women. And in my life, the value of women that I have given, you know, I have found women to be so resilient, so incredible, and to have somebody who actually understands that and appreciates that. It is incredible to have him as a partner. So thank you, Milind.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we'd run a small promotional poster on Instagram where we'd asked a lot of people who follow Milind and follow AKLF to ask questions. Bishal, can we just have the screens up? We'd like to put our Instagram screen here, and I'd like to take some questions from there. We'll take those questions as well. So, Pramit Suru asks, what are some common mistakes you see people make when trying to get fit, and how can they avoid them? I mean, any of you can answer.
So number one is, when you feel you want to get fit, you have to understand the reason why. You know, if the reason is that, oh, everybody's getting fit and everybody's telling me to get fit and I think it's a good thing, you have to have an emotional connect with the reason why you want to be fit and the reason why you want to be healthy. Because what happens is, if you don't connect with that reason that comes from inside, you're not going to continue with it. It's not going to be sustainable. You're not going to be motivated. This is the biggest question people have. How do I motivate myself? So if you don't know your reason for doing something, you cannot be motivated. The second thing is starting too fast. It's a learning experience. You have to start from zero and very gradually learn through every action, every session, every workout about your body and your mind. And when you begin to do that, you will also enjoy it more. Because what is more fun about understanding yourself? What is more empowering than understanding yourself?
Yeah.
You know, that's what it's about.
Right. What are some common misconceptions or myths about running that you'd like to debunk for us, besides the long distance part of it?
One is that it's bad for your knees.
It isn't.
No, it's not. I mean, scientifically, they say it's good for your knees. But I just like to say, because that's very vague, bad for your knees and good for your knees. If you run correctly, with the correct running form, it cannot be bad for you. It is only going to be good for you, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. So what happens is that a lot of people who start running for health and fitness or for marathons start at the age of 30 plus or 35 or 40. You know, we all run when we're children, but somehow by puberty, people stop running. Children stop running. Maybe it's not cool, you know. We need to be a little relaxed. But then when you really think, oh, I need to do something, you go to the gym, gym doesn't work. You go to Pilates, doesn't work here, doesn't work there. And then you start running. Because it's easy. There's a community. You feel it's fun. But you are running after 20 years of not running. So the muscles you need to run comfortably and effortlessly, even though it's a natural activity, have deteriorated. Those muscles are gone. You need to build them back again. And when you gradually build them back again with the correct form, your running will be effortless and limitless.
Right. Ankita, you're a proud home. I want to know how, you know, what role have genes played and the grit? I mean, that the grit to overcome challenges in this journey of running marathons or, you know,
Well, I think I owe it all to my ancestors. Whatever I am today, it is only because, you know, whatever blessings I have received from them. When it comes to being in a home or anybody from Northeast India, I would say that we are, like I said earlier, we are blessed to have what we have there. You know, hills everywhere, forests everywhere. So you are so naturally bound to nature. And when you understand that, like Milind was saying, that, you know, you understand why you exercise, you know, you have to understand that very basic idea. When you can connect with the cause, when you know the cause is you, it is so important and it's so easy to, you know, carry on with whatever you do. So I would say when an experience, you know, I was running this, I had run in Tanzania from, it's about 110 kilometers. I ran from Dar es Salaam to Bagamoyo and back. It's a really tough course. It's a hilly course, of course. It's a rolling hills. And the temperature was 44 degrees, scorching sun. I was the only person running apart from the Tanzanian people there. And even them coming to me and saying that, oh my God, this is really, really tough. I don't know how you're doing it. And at that time, I think the only thing that was going on in my mind was that, you know, I am so grateful to my ancestors that I have these genes that I have today. My body is supporting me to do whatever I want to do, to, you know, bear with everything that is there and still continue, and to have that mind, you know, to bear anything that is coming your way and actually making it work. So I was really grateful to my ancestors at that moment.
What's next for both of you? How do you see your book keep moving, evolving in the future? This is someone called Spirited Soul 99. What?
Okay, so the book is the book. I mean, I hope it helps people to think better about how they want to be. And of course, we might write another one. Maybe after 10 years when I'm 60 and she's 40 and, you know, all of that. Yeah. Oh, 70 and she's, oh, sorry. I keep thinking I'm like 25. But yeah, so our ideas keep evolving. In fact, she was going through the book today. To see, you know, what have we written? Let's just have a look. But it was 2 years ago now, no, that when we started writing it. And maybe a lot of our ideas have changed already. I mean, the title is Keep Moving, you know, so we have already moved on from that and learned new things about ourselves and new things about the world. And that's what it's all about. And everybody should understand that as you grow older, maybe physically there is a kind of weakness that you can expect with aging. A little bit, you know, of course, which you can counteract. But your mind can grow to amazing proportions. You know, the kind of discipline that you can get, the kind of clarity, the kind of experience, the kind of wisdom, that is incredible. So you have to keep moving, looking forward, looking for new things, new experiences, putting yourself in different situations, trying to enjoy everything that the gift of life has given you.
Yeah. So an Insta handle called Lilef asks, my question to both of you, what is the best thing you love about Kolkata and its people?
The food, oh my goodness, the food is incredible. I don't think there's any other food, any other region that has this incredible food. And of course the people, they're so colorful, so vibrant, and it's just incredible to be here, the energy here.
We're really, really happy to have both of you here. My last question from our Instagram promotion. As a college-going student, I have this habit of studying till late night and waking up late. I want to sleep early and wake up early, but somehow my sleep cycle doesn't allow me to fall asleep, even if I'm at bed early. I end up watching Netflix. Please give me some tips so that I can be a morning person like you.
The person ends up watching Netflix. Ends up. Take responsibility.
Yeah.
That is it. You have to take responsibility. Nothing happens, you make it happen. That is it. I mean, there will be situations that are difficult. You have to negotiate. That is what life is about. Life is tough. Life is difficult. You have to find your way. If you don't find your way, you end up watching Netflix.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
So the one thing is that motivation comes and goes, but discipline stays with you.
Stays, yeah.
So you just have to remember that whenever you want to do something that you think is not nice, just keep reminding yourself of that.
We'll quickly take some questions from the audience.
Quick, we have 3 minutes left. Yeah, then we should have done it. Run with the mic.
Thank you. I just want to congratulate you for the title, Keep Moving. Actually, it's an aphorism that is part of our ancient wisdom. It's called Charai Beti, keep moving.
That's what Rupa told us.
Yeah.
Yeah. So keep moving is the last 2 words in my first book, which was made in India. The last 2 words are keep moving, and we used that. And she said, you know, this Sanskrit saying is what it means.
Yeah.
Hi. Sorry for my husband. He's. So my
He
question.
needs to eat. Yes.
Yeah, but I'm here for you. So I just want to ask you. I mean, please sit. Thank you. Sorry. He's Punjabi. I cannot help it.
Well, he listens to you. That's very good.
Husband. So my question is, I mean, I was 120 at one point of time, and now I'm 63. So it took me 4-5 years to come to here, and you were one of the reasons, because I have seen you running from places to places barefoot. I said, if he can do, sorry, but your age, but you are my childhood crush, I was told you. So, yeah, so what was your thing that at this age, if you can do it, and I mean, the motivation that comes behind that, and shifting your career from a very lavish, luxurious life to a disciplined life, I'm sure it was difficult. So tell me about it.
Well, that's a lot of things, but I still lead a very lavish, luxurious life with a lot of discipline.
Yeah, that's
But it's
what.
been like that since I stopped swimming and I started modeling, because, you know, the money is ridiculous. But the thing is, I don't consider age a lot. I don't think about it, except that, which I mentioned earlier, as you age, some weaknesses that you have, like everybody has strengths and weaknesses, right? That's genetic. You're born with some strengths, some weaknesses, whether it's physical, it's mental, emotional. You begin to realize what your weaknesses are. I think if you pay attention, then after the age of 30, you begin to realize that these are my weaknesses mentally. I have these weaknesses. I'm not able to focus, or I get angry quickly, or I get frustrated fast, or physically my kidneys have a bit of an issue, or digestion is a problem. You begin to understand those weaknesses. And you need to take care of them as early as you can. These weaknesses. Otherwise, then they become critical, they become diseases, which you don't want them to become. So only in that aspect I consider age. Otherwise, to me, my focus is to enjoy life as much as I can. I don't have any kind of diet. Now I do, because again, as you grow older, you know that you cannot eat the food that you've been eating your whole life. You cannot, you know, because that has affected, it does become slow. Your digestion does become slow. Your metabolism does become slow. So you need to be careful. You need to understand better and better how your body is changing. So only in that aspect I consider age. Otherwise, I say I want to swim. I go and swim in the sea. I can swim 5 kilometers, 10 kilometers in the ocean. I can climb any mountain that I want except Everest because there's a traffic jam. But anything that I want to do, or my wife, who's 26 years younger than me, wants to do, I should not be able to think that, oh, can I do this? I can do it. And I can do it because I have taken care of myself, not only physically, but also mentally and emotionally. I have led a very balanced life. I have enjoyed everything that life has to offer in moderation, and that has turned out well. And that's the only message I have, and it's not like a new message. Everybody knows that balance and moderation are the keys. And self-awareness is the most important thing you can cultivate.
Thank you, Milind and Ankita. It's an amazing, amazing book. For those of you who've not read it, please pick a copy and read. And you should come out with more books and should not take you 10 years or so. Thank you, everyone. It was a pleasure having this discussion. Thank you. We'll move to the next session now.